It's a new year and a new you. So today I'm going to talk about 4 of the biggest blockers standing between you and your entrepreneurship dreams and how to overcome them. You already know I'm Jay from AppSumo, the leading digital marketplace for entrepreneurs. And I'm excited because for today's video, we got help from the team here at AppSumo. We talked to 5 of our entrepreneurial colleagues who juggled their work here with a side hustle and asked them what obstacles they overcame to finally launch their own business. Before we dive into what they told us, do me a solid and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, throw this video a like, and let us know in the comments what blockers you want to overcome in 2022. All right, let's get into business blocker number 1. You don't know enough about running a business. Check it out. Amy is AppSumo's customer support manager and the founder of Forsythia Florals. When she first started her business, she was worried about not knowing what tools to use for things like bookkeeping and social media. And to make matters more difficult, she was learning every aspect of entrepreneurship while raising a family and holding down a full-time job. Obviously, AppSumo took care of her bookkeeping and other software needs. Plus, there's no shortage of virtual resources available to entrepreneurs like webinars, social groups, forums, and podcasts. But worrying about what you don't know is totally normal. And to be frank, there's a lot you won't know about running a business until you've done it. That's how learning curves work. But it's just like that one quote, jump off the cliff and learn how to make wings on the way down. For all of the doubts and fears of the unknown, Amy has some advice.
Starting a business is a really unknown venture, and there's always going to be so many challenges that will come up that you were not able to anticipate. It's only in hindsight that you can look back at them and see where you could have fixed those issues or kind of guess that they would be coming. It's very much learning on the job training, learning on the spot. I think ultimately you just need to believe in yourself and never lose that internal passion that originally drove you to create your business. I think that's ultimately what's kept me going, even more so than the financial encouragement and motivation.
This leads us to the next blocker I want to talk about. You have imposter syndrome. Chris is a launch ops associate and the host of the Talking with Experts podcast. He also helps clients with podcast setup, web design, and overall coaching. But he says he gets nervous every time he schedules an interview. What if he messes up his words or doesn't create an enjoyable experience for his guests and listeners? The thing is, Chris is good on the mic, or else he wouldn't be booking those interviews to begin with. But imposter syndrome doesn't want you to believe you're good at things. AppSumo's digital designer Julia can relate. When she started doing freelance work at just 22, she thought she wouldn't be able to find clients due to being too young in her field. But again, Julia's talented. That's why AppSumo hired her. And the reality was, she had to convince herself more than she had to convince her clients that she was capable of taking on and leading projects. Luckily, Chris and Julia found a workaround. Fake it till you make it, baby. Here's what Chris says has helped him with imposter syndrome.
I found that to get over my fear of, making mistakes and feeling inferior and experiencing imposter syndrome is to do more of the uncomfortable things and ask for more feedback. And I've noticed that action really breeds confidence, and the more you do something, the more confident you'll get, the less you'll think about and overthink a situation. So I hope that helps you. Good luck.
The next blocker I want to talk about comes from Emma, a partner success associate and the founder of Sashura Studio. You're afraid of promoting your company. Here's what Emma had to say.
When I started my small business, one of the things that scared the bejesus out of me about it was doing social media for my company. I'm not great at promoting myself online, so the idea of having to promote my business potentially even once a day was really terrifying.
Self-promotion can feel embarrassing. It's connected to imposter syndrome and the fear that people will think you're a fraud. But it's like the saying goes, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So promote your stuff. Emma said she's trying to get better at the things she doesn't like doing. And for social media, that means creating and scheduling posts ahead of time. That way, when the post goes out into the world, she doesn't have to have second thoughts. And finally, the last thing getting between you and your business, you believe that you will fail before you even start. I'm gonna pass it over to Trent, a product designer here at AppSumo and the founder of Teamswell.app.
Biggest fear I had starting my company was that it would never get off the ground. I also feared not having the knowledge or the tools to make changes to my product as I grew. Still haven't overcome them, but I'm currently testing the first version and seeing where it goes.
What I love here is that Trent says he hasn't overcome his business blockers, but he's doing it anyway. Despite believing that he wouldn't be able to deliver on his product and his company would never go anywhere, he still built the product and started his business. All of us are prone to self-sabotage. Well, maybe not Trent. Self-sabotage can show up in a number of different ways, like perfectionism, staying within your comfort zone, and making excuses for why you can't do something. A fear of failure can trap you and make you feel like it isn't even worth it to try. But don't listen to that fear. Instead, set meaningful goals and create an action plan to achieve them. Know where your strengths lie and don't be afraid to seek out help. And remember to always be kind to yourself. Fear of failure is legitimate, as is fear of success. And being a bully to yourself isn't going to knock it out of you. Acknowledge that failure is scary, and then be like Trent and create the business anyway. So after all that, I got one question. What are you waiting for? Let us know in the comments what business or digital product you're going to create this year. And when you're ready to start selling, we can't wait to see your product in our marketplace. As always, we'll catch you next time. Amy is AppSumo's customer support manager and the founder of Forcynthia Follow. And let us know in the comments what blockers